Whatever fuel you send a satellite into space with determines the life of its mission. That's because when the fuel runs out, so does the satellite. But now scientists at NASA have developed a new way to refuel from space.
Every satellite sent into space has a limited lifespan, usually 5, 10, or 15 years. But that could soon change with new technology developed at Goddard Space Flight Center.
A typical satellite in space uses fuel to move around. Just like a car, eventually the fuel is going to run out and that satellite will no longer be able to do its job. If a fuel tanker were to come up to the satellite and give it more fuel, then that satellite could continue its operations longer, whether it's providing NFL coverage so people can watch on Sunday afternoons, or weather data that's helping save lives around the world.
Reed says robotics refueling will give satellites the ability to work much longer in space.
On the Capitol Beltway, as I'm driving around, I see my fuel is running low, so I pull off at an exit where I know there's a filling station because there's hundreds and thousands of them in the area. In space, no such infrastructure exists. In space, you use up your fuel and then that satellite is literally disposed of, thrown away at the end of life. Our proposal is, or the technologies we are developing would allow a mission that could send up a fuel tanker that have enough fuel in it for 7 or 8 fill-ups.
So if you vision, pulling up to the gas station, what these robots simulate is the thing, either your hand or a gas attendant, that would actually pull the handle out of the gas pump and then put it into your car and actually work on it. Now the difference is your car is not on the ground, your car would be floating through space. So when you go and touch the car with your gas pump, it would float away from you and you would float away. So these robots are programmed to simulate like they're floating in space.
Scientists say the technology for robotically refueling satellites is already here. It's currently being proven on the International Space Station. And hopefully within the next 5 to 10 years, it'll be available for the private aerospace industry.
It could really develop a whole new industry if you envision satellites that no longer need to be launched with fuel in them. So what you could do is launch much bigger satellites. The rockets today have a certain amount of mass, certain much of weight they can launch into space, and a lot of that mass is just the gas to keep them working in space. So if you can launch them when they're empty, you can launch much bigger satellites. It really could change the whole paradigm of how you build satellites and do things in space.
And scientists say if satellites carry less fuel, they'll have room for more complex and sophisticated technology.
And for more information on the robotics refueling mission, you can visit Goddard's Satellite Servicing Capabilities Office. That's at ssco.gsfc.nasa.gov.